It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Miss the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
If they close up all the grocery stores today, how long would you legitimately survive? We threw that question out this morning, had some crazy answers, including a guy that's like, no problem at all. We'd be just fine. You got to hear this coming up in the podcast. Here we go. Your son Liam is 13, correct?
Yes.
What if he woke up this morning and said, Mom, Dad, here's the deal. I'm a pretty successful gamer. I'm going to make about $1 million this year. I've got millions of passionate fans and followers. I'm just done going to school.
Oh, no. So we've already had these conversations where he's like, if I get rushed through and just go right to the NBA out of high school, like these dreams of grandeur, he's like, I'm just not going to do college. I said, well, nope, not happening. You're going to have to either do it online or something. You have to get a degree. You can't be like a dummy out there.
There's a lot of people chiming in on Japanese gamer. This young man is 12 years old. He has said he's quitting school for esports.
Okay.
His parents said, okay, no more school for you. He's already making millions of dollars a year. He's got all of these followers. And he's done with school at age 12 because he's a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't look like there's any stopping this in the near future. He said his argument was, well, I can game 12 to 13 hours a day now and make even more money than I'm making at 4 or 5 hours a day right now. So his parents do the math in their head and they're like, if you make 3 times more and now you're making like $10 million a year, is school necessary?
Yes, absolutely. Not just necessary for learning. It's necessary for the growth of your mental stability.
Okay, let's just say
and social aspects and
maybe, but let's for argument's sake, let's say he does this for 8 more years. He's 20 years old, and his bank account has $50 million in it. Literally, the rest of his life, he can be as social as he wants. He can learn anything he wants. He can go anywhere he wants. He can do anything he wants. If your kid, and this is where I think a lot of people say, yep, for sure, I'm going to make him go to school, high school, maybe college. But I think a lot of us, if our kid was making $10 million, we would say, you can stay home and make as much money as you want. I think most of us would say that.
If you have time to game, you have time to work in some online classes. Like, it's all about the future. You're not going to be able to, what if you get arthritis? You can't game for the rest of your life.
Have surgery.
But then there's nothing worse than a dumb rich person. I just met one the other day. Like, they have millions.
I bet they're happy.
And they're dumb. They're so dumb. Seriously, it's like the stuff they say, it doesn't compute the weird things they do.
You wouldn't give up 50 IQ points to be have $100 million?
No.
Oh, my God, I wouldn't a heartbeat. If you said you have $100 million and you will never have another financial worry for the history of your life, give back 50 IQ points, I'd be like, here.
I do have moments of jealousy with the people out there that
are dumb and rich.
Are dumb,
yeah.
are dumb but poor, too. But like they're so happy, because they're not smart enough to know that tomorrow you could be on the street.
But being a happy idiot, there's something there too.
Tell me about it.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo!
Bingo!
All right, hurry up and call us. First person through is going to get the bingo, but you must be somebody listening who
has a neighbor that we need to know about. So they were talking about how Ned Flanders is by far the best. Was it? No, it wasn't
best
Ned Flanders.
Sitcom neighbor.
Yes, no, it wasn't him. It was Wilson from Home Improvement, but Ned Flanders was in a close second.
If you need anything, just give a whistle.
I could use a TV tray.
Sure, you can borrow it for a little while.
And that little while is now 8 years and counting.
Wilson, only half his face you saw during the show, but then Kramer from Seinfeld was on the list.
Said. Kramer would have been the best neighbor.
Kimmy Gibbler wasn't in the top 3, I don't think.
Was she a neighbor or just a friend?
Yeah, she was a neighbor.
Okay.
Heidi Ho, neighbor. Remember, she'd walk in and go, hey.
Oh, yeah, good call.
So you have a neighbor that we need to know about. They're odd.
And I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who has had a situation at the airport. Like your husband, your wife slipped in a marital aid in your bag and then they had to open it up. Or
they should not.
You forgot about the gun in your suitcase, or maybe you had some delicious herbs on you as you tried to get through security. And Ashley called right away. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Which one do you fit?
I picked Cat.
Okay, so tell us about your neighbor that we need to know about.
Are they weird? Are they dangerous? Are they creepy?
Sexy.
They are very weird. This actually happened to me 12 years ago before I had my oldest son. I lived in a place for about maybe 6 months, found out I was pregnant, and I had a certain breed of dog, which was a pit bull. And my neighbor for the longest time would just stare out her window, staring at me and this dog while I was pregnant. And then right before I had my son, she came over and told me that the pit bull was going to eat my baby the minute that I had it and brought it home. And she literally was like, I'm calling CPS. You're not involved. You can't have this baby because of this dog. She went crazy. And I ended up having to call the cops, and they had to do a wellness check because she was not all there. And it was just a matter of time before she got put in a home to be taken care of properly.
Well, Ashley, I think the question you have to answer here that everyone has is, did that pit bull eat your baby?
It did not.
It did not. Okay.
Actually, she was his best friend until the day we had to put her down.
Oh, see, but I mean, they do have stats to back it up. With certain
pit bulls
breeds,
eating babies?
No, of them being a little bit more animalistic than other dogs. So, I mean, she probably read a bunch on that interweb that's out there.
Yeah.
And
she heard it from one person and decided, oh my gosh, I have to save my neighbor's baby.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Well, way to put an old person in a home. Good job, Ashley. Amy, are you joining us because you had a weird neighbor?
Yes.
Yeah, let's hear about it. What made him so odd?
Oh, well, she's not... Well, I don't even know where to begin. She is rude. She calls us names for we don't even know why. We had a big fight over the trash can, putting it in front of the door to our laundry room, which she lives right across the hall from the laundry room, and then we live right next to it. And she had a fit. I mean, she took the garbage can and put it outside our door so that my husband couldn't get out of the door. We had a fire actually this summer, and in one of the apartments kind of next to us, and we tried we were going around banging on the doors that everybody was to make sure everybody was out of the building. And apparently she wasn't, but we didn't know that. And she came out and she came down the elevator and was screaming and yelling at the firefighters, calling them names, telling them how, I mean, she's really,
she always been like this? Is she just a weird old bat?
She's young. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And she's mean.
Are you physically afraid of her? Like she might go off and actually hurt you?
No, I think she's more talk than she is anything else. But boy, does she have a mouth.
So is she valid with her? When she's mean, does she have valid reasons, or can you tell that she might be somebody that needs some medication or help? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And are you still living next to this person right now?
Yes.
Wow. You think she can hear you right now?
What if she's listening right now?
Oh, I don't even care. We just ignore her. We'll walk past her and she'll be, she's called my husband, names that I can't say. And
like derogatory racial names or just like swear word names?
Swear words.
Jeez, wow. Look at this girl. All right.
No, for no reason. I mean, we'll walk past her. She has one of those eye cams.
Oh, okay.
And yep. And so she always knows when we walk past or what we're saying, and then she'll be on the phone. She will be at the door watching and waiting.
There's something else going on here. There's something else that's happening here.
Yeah.
I'd be very careful because I think
your distance.
These kind of people can get triggered pretty easily. But hey, I appreciate you joining the show. Have a great morning. How much of your personal life sharing is too much?
So I'm going to say I do 0. No one will ever know. No family, no friends will ever know what's going on in my marriage. And I'm going to keep it that way. It's just how I do things. When you open it up, there's like, you're opening it up to opinions and scrutiny. But a new study was done that said it's actually quite healthy to share what's going on in your relationship with, especially your loved ones, but also your inner core group of friends. I have great girlfriends. I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know if I'll ever be there yet.
Do they share and you just don't?
Some do. Yep. Mm-hmm. One shares a ton, and that's okay because I don't go and tell her stuff, but I don't know who else she's
There's
telling.
no stopping you either. Like, you're the only one stopping you from telling everyone else
And
about that.
she should be grateful
And you're
about that.
dangerous because you're on the radio.
I
You
would
could say,
never.
but you could.
But I would never. So that's the thing. Like, do you know who you're telling your stuff to? When I was looking up this, I was also reading, some of the pros of discussing your marital issues with friends and family, one being emotional support. So whether you're not getting it at home, you could feel like you're getting it somewhere else, maybe a shared experience, somebody else going through that. My fear is that it's going to skew their feeling of him or her. And then you can't undo that, And I've had that happen in my life with loved ones that shared too much. And then I can't not hate that person. So that's where my mind goes. I would never want you to tell me stuff going on with you and Trisha, if there were any, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know that stuff, but I will hold it as a secret. So has this ever blown up in your face where you told a close friend or family member about something going on in your marriage, your relationship, and it didn't turn out well?
So if I'm reading this, Max is on line 3, and he's had it kind of blow up in his face. And I'm kind of curious if anybody else has. So I want to hear his story and yours, but you got to call us now, okay?
All right. So this woman, when she said this, I was like, oh my gosh, you are like so dramatic and crazy. But then I was like, what if that could be our reality, that we would have no food available to us?
What about if they shut down the grocery stores and we have to hunt for our own food? Okay, I don't know where little Debbie lives, okay? Do she live next to the Muffin Man? You know what I'm saying? Is she in the forest with them twin sisters and brother?
That is a great question, Rosina. Great question. But it's true. Like, going back to what if we had no grocery stores? What if they all closed? All the food is gone. We would be dead because we don't have those skills to keep anything alive. And I don't have a gun to kill anything.
You get a gun.
Where could I get a gun?
There's like 100 Walmart.
Okay. Good point. But I'm just saying, like, it's something that I wish I had the skills to do, to grow an amazing, flourishing garden.
Yeah, could you grow a garden if you had to?
Mm-mm. No, I've tried.
I think I could pull that off, and I think I could hunt for the food. I would immediately start raising chickens.
You would? Okay.
Yeah, that's like 80% of my diet. I could get by on that.
That would be smart.
I could make it a couple years, I think, but I would probably die of malnutrition pretty fast.
Yeah. I'd have to size my guys up. Who am I going to eat first?
Geez, that's dark. I would like to know if there's anybody that actually is listening that knows they could survive if they shut down all the grocery stores.
It impresses me so much. Like when I watch those shows of people that have a cannery in their basement, they sit there every season, turn of the season, and they have all the salsas and the pickles. And I'm like, wow, that takes so much time.
We've become very reliant on the grocery stores, and not just the grocery stores, but ordering ahead and having someone bring it to your car or have them bring it to your home.
I mean, maybe you're not at prepper status, but you could sit there and feed your family for a whole year right now with what's in your home and the process that you've come to learn how to do.
I bet we don't have 50 listeners that would make it.
That would make it?
That would make it. Like, I bet there aren't 50
There are more people like
listening.
me than that.
For sure.
Yeah.
It would go into like mass chaos.
Yep.
You'd be raiding your old person that lives next to you's home. You just break in and take their food.
Yeah.
Like, it would be chaos.
And I know which ones right away.
I got them labeled. But seriously, will you call us just real quick if you know that you would be able to continue to survive and feed your family if all the grocery stores closed? If they shut all the grocery stores today, would you survive?
What about if they shut down the grocery stores and we have to hunt for our own food? Okay, I don't know where little Debbie lives, okay? Do she live next to the Muffin Man? You know what I'm saying? Is she in the forest with them twin sisters and brother?
If your main concern is the Little Debbies.
Could you be self-sufficient with a garden? Maybe you already have something that is so impressive. Like we have a sports dad that will just give us all these like squash and, and he has chickens and he's doing it right.
I think I could build a greenhouse in less than a week.
Okay.
I think I could get stuff planted and growing. It would be thin going for a little while, but I also think I could hunt for most of my food.
It's the attention to it to make sure that it doesn't overgrow and then you spoil everything. And then what do you do with that food? You have to.
But don't you think you pay a whole lot more attention to it when it's your livelihood versus like
absolutely.
a hobby?
If I knew this is how we would survive, yes, I would pay attention.
Paul, if all the grocery stores shut down today, you'd have no problem with this, huh?
No, not at all.
Now tell me how you're going to feed your family.
So, growing up, hunting has been a huge part of the family. So, hunt, shoot it, skin it, take care of it that way. And then a lot of the family also gardens. Okay. Storing food is pretty simple as far as like canning it as well, because you can can meat.
How many people in your family right now?
In my family, 7.
Okay, there's 7. Wow.
Does canned meat last longer than if you were to like smoke meat and then you have like jerky and stuff? How long does that last?
It really depends on the meat itself.
Okay.
And the preservatives that you can put into it.
But it's easiest and it's going to last long if you smoke it, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you dry it out. Yeah, and what would be your meat of choice? Like if you were going to have like a big delicacy, what are you hunting for? I'm guessing you do whitetail. Do you do like turkey and grouse and birds and stuff too?
I mostly just do whitetail.
Okay. What do you got? So I'm thinking family of 7. You probably got to get a whitetail like at least once every 3 or 4 weeks then, right?
Yeah, depending on what kind of meals you're going to want to eat.
Just surviving.
Yeah.
It's so hot. You're a provider. It's so hot.
Relax.
Go out there with your gun.
So out of all we have a ton of people texting the show. I'd survive. But nobody's giving examples. But like you could garden. You could probably raise some animals, and you could go out and hunt. And if the grocery store shut down today, you'd be nonetheless off.
Correct.
Unbelievable.
That's very impressive.
I like this. I like your confidence, and it's good to know you're out there for us. So we'd like to be friends and share in your giant meat stock once you get it. So remember us if everything goes upside down. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, Paul, you're the best, man. I appreciate you. This is a weird one to think about, but I feel like I could. If it came down to like my family would starve, I feel like I'd be able to do it.
If I were at that point, yes, I would force myself to learn, and then you just have to do it or you die.
So my wife and I go out for a nightcap, and I end up talking to a guy who was telling me about his dad. And his dad is one of these guys that buys a vehicle and basically does his own maintenance on it, but will run it until it can't be fixed again.
Good for him.
So he had a Toyota Camry with 350,000 miles on it. And he thought his old man's retired. And he said to himself one day, you know what? I deserve a new truck. So he drove his Toyota Camry to the car dealership. I'm not going to say which one. And said, I've done all my own maintenance. This thing runs like a top. It's probably got another 300,000 miles on it. I'm thinking about buying a truck here. What are you going to give me? They said $200.
No way.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'll just keep it then. And then as he was thinking about keeping it, he's like, why am I going to spend $75,000 on a new truck? And they're only going to give me $200 for this thing. It's been faithful to me. It runs like a top. So I got the list of the vehicles that this guy owns. He has an 89 GMC Sierra with 500,000 miles on it. He has a 97 Chrysler Sebring with 350,000 miles on it. And then he has this Honda with like almost 400,000 miles on it.
I wonder if he could get more money giving it to Cars for Kids or like a donation.
Well, then it's just a tax write-off. You don't really get money for it. You just get a tax write-off. And if the value is $200 on Kelley Blue Book, that's all you're going to get against your taxes. But I wanted to, and we've done this before, and this always amazes me, but who's driving around out there with a member of the High Mileage Club?
Okay.
Not
so
the Mile
look down
High
on your
Club.
dash. Who has the highest mileage? Okay.
But this is crazy. I mean, imagine having a vehicle with 400,000 miles on it.
Yeah. I only have 40,000 miles on it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think my truck's just flipped over 22,000 miles, and I'm like, time to get a new one.
Yeah, and I'm good. We keep up the maintenance. Derek's car, we keep up the maintenance, and we hopefully do not plan to buy one until Liam gets his license, which I guess is right around the corner.
So just as I was talking to this guy, I'm mentally in my head, I have this guy. This guy has 3 vehicles on his property, totaling over 1 million miles driven.
Wow.
That's bananas
And he'll
to me.
only get a couple of hundred.
Yeah,
like
that's all they would, because it
$200,
had so many miles on it, they were only going to give him $200 on his trade. Because I'm sure as a car dealership, it's tough to sell a vehicle with 400,000 miles on it. But who's rolling with the most mileage? Or maybe your dad. Your dad's an old farmer, and he's got this old farm truck, and it has 600,000 miles. I want to hear about the high mileage club. I want to welcome Marissa to the show because I think this is kind of a dilemma that a lot of us are going to deal with once or twice in our life. You want to break down what happened here?
Yeah, so I'm a server, and this weekend we had a really busy, it was just like lots of customers coming in fast, and this sweet girl left her makeup bag in the booth. Like, she left it behind. I found it. I turned it in to Lost and Found, and I actually saw there was like a ton of new stuff, like from Sephora, like unopened bronzer and blush, like all, you know how expensive that stuff is.
Like jackpot.
Exactly. So I turn it into, Lost and Found in case she comes back for it. And one of my other coworkers looked through it and was like, heck yeah, and said they were taking it home.
Score.
Yeah, she said score and took it home, and it was like finders keepers. And then the next day, this poor girl comes back looking for her makeup bag. Mm-hmm. And my coworker was like, just go lie to her.
No way.
Look, I played dumb. Yeah, I played dumb in the moment, but I mean, what do I do? Do I tell the manager? Is that like too much? Like, snitches get stitches, but like, it just feels so
I know some
slimy.
people are going to say you're going to have to keep working with this person, but there should be something said. You can't always police people's morals.
I'd blow this up right away. This wouldn't even be a second thought for me.
You would have told the customer that this coworker took all your stuff?
Yep. I would be like, yep, we found it, and this person took it home with them. So here's their name.
God.
I want you to contact my manager. I would blow that up right away.
Savage.
That's a backbone.
I mean, it is expensive makeup. You're going to have to let us know what you decide, because it's really just your decision in the end, but you're the one that has to go to sleep every night.
Jesus is watching.
Always.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
What if they don't get fired? I would not want to work in an environment like that. Who knows how many other people would take their side? Like, I can't believe you told them. I can't believe you let everyone know that so-and-so took all this Sephora makeup back, but it's 100% unmoral.
It's theft.
It is theft.
You stole something that's not yours. This just happened to my son at the casino a few weekends ago. He dropped his wallet. A lady picked it up and left with it, and they figured out who she was, and they're pressing charges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to court.
And maybe that has to be her rock bottom.
But it's it's not yours. You can't take it. I would be interested to see how you would handle this right now if you were Marissa. I mean, would you be directly to the manager? Would you talk to the employee? How would be your way of getting some resolution on this? Call us real quick, will you? Marissa had called our show a couple of minutes ago. Big dilemma at work.
Yeah, so I'm a server, and this weekend we had a really busy, it was just like lots of customers coming in fast, and this sweet girl left her makeup bag in the booth. Like, she left it behind. I found it. I turned it in to Lost and Found, and I actually saw there was like a ton of new stuff, like from Sephora, like unopened bronzer and blush, like all, how expensive that stuff is.
Like jackpot.
Exactly. So I turn it into, Lost and Found in case she comes back for it. And one of my other coworkers looked through it and was like, heck yeah, and said they were taking it home.
Score.
Yeah, she said score and took it home, and it was like finders keepers. And then the next day, this poor girl comes back looking for her makeup bag. And my coworker was like, just go lie to her.
Would you do this if that was your best friend at work?
If it were my best friend at work, you're going to see a different side of me. Yeah, I
really?
probably would.
You'd
because
lie.
I don't want her to get fired. Once you have that work bestie, you don't want them gone. But I would probably say, You got to bring that makeup back. I would say, can I get your name and number? If this shows up, we'll contact you. And I would say, bring it back. This is not a good look. You'll get fired if somebody else catches wind of it.
Kim, this is your coworker. What do you do?
I'm praying that this girl who lost her makeup is listening right now, and karma comes back, and they get fired for both lying and stealing. Hey, I have 2 girls in college, and I do not buy their makeup, but they save and work hard to buy specific brands, and it costs a lot of money. And why should they be victims of these girls?
I agree, man. You stole something you took something that wasn't yours. You deserve the punishment.
A lot of people are saying she left it behind. If it were that important to her, if this makeup was so expensive that she put a lot of time into saving for,
do you guys understand
why
that
would she leave it behind?
Every time my wife and I go somewhere, I have to double check that she brings her purse back with her when we leave.
That's crazy.
Because she just gets in the moment and just is like, all right, we got to go. And then I can't even tell you how many times we've had to go back for her purse. If somebody just took everything out of that, I would press charges immediately.
Yeah.
I'm with JJ. Leaving my purse behind has happened so many times at Maynard's. You know, I maybe drank a little bit too much, but it's always there. All the money is always there. And my 14-year-old just left her Lululemon like clutch thingy at Taco Bell in Monticello and had $60 cash in it. We went back. It was there. The money was there.
So there was honest people in the world. I agree. So you're blowing this up. You think they should both get canned?
Yeah, karma's the.
Good morning. I wanna bring you this phone call. We're gonna call this guy Jeff. He called the show very late Friday, and I said, "Hang on to this. Let me get you on voice change. I want to give you a name that nobody's gonna know who you are." But he just kind of, you could tell, was at the very end of knowing what to do.
He was nervous about bringing it to the air, and that's when we can offer voice change. We can change your name and stuff like that. But when there's a child involved too, when he was laying these details out for us after the show on Friday, it made me feel for him because now you have someone other than yourself to worry about.
I thought about this all weekend. And again, I want you to hear the entire phone call here, and then maybe hoping you can help Jeff take the next step. And we said, well, basically, what's going on?
I got a cheating, drug-using wife.
And you just found that out, or have you been suspecting for a long time?
Well, I suspected years and years ago, but then we moved to a different place. And when we moved, I figured that things would end, but they didn't. So they were meeting up apparently up until we just moved into a brand new house 5 years ago.
Oh, man. Y'all got kids?
I got a kid, so it's mine.
Is your kid pretty attached to this woman?
Yeah, it's the only mom he's really known. But the other problem is all my inheritance got dumped into this house, and I would have never done it if I would have known.
Is her name on the house?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So your hang-ups here are obviously you're being done wrong, but you've got a heavy financial investment and an emotional investment with your child.
Yeah. And I just don't know what to do about it all, she's always told me that if I cheated on her, that it'd be over. You know what I mean?
Well, and now think about it from her angle. She's got nothing. She's got a human to lose, but she didn't invest her inheritance in a house, and she doesn't have a child. And listen, I would bet. And here's where it's weird, and we'll see what our listeners think about this. But here's what I'm willing to say: is if she doesn't care enough about you, your well-being, and your child's well-being, even though your child probably has some emotional attachment. She doesn't care about you guys, right? She's doing things that literally are saying, I don't care about you.
Right, like the drug use.
Yeah.
Drinking, insane drinking. And
just even if you think about the drug use and the cheating, what could she be bringing back into your home that could be detrimental to you and your child?
Right.
Okay, so that's what I want you to hear. And now I want to know what your thoughts are. Immediately, I'd be like, I'm gone. I'm a fart in the wind. You'll never hear from me again. Get the hell out. But if her name's on the house, then I'm not exactly sure what the next move is on that.
And kids are very intuitive. They pick up on things that you don't even know that they're picking up on. And if this child is sensing that this woman is not of the right mind or doesn't care for their parent, that's going to do some permanent damage. So to rip that Band-Aid off, that's what I would do. If I had someone that could possibly affect my child, I'd rip that Band-Aid off. We're out of here.
What would be your next move?